Once I've gone away for a bit, I usually like to come back in and have a quick check to see what I've been missing out on. Usually there's some obvious things you're going to miss, and you don't really notice them until you stop the game for a bit and come back. Yeah, I should really get those. They're going to go off at some point. They would look nice in the fridge. Also, I somehow ended up drowning a hatch down here, and that meat is about to go off, but I can't really get down there without putting a ladder down this side. It's just actually not worth the effort. I don't think I could get to it before it actually went off. Okay, that shouldn't be there. Okay, I thought I'd fix that. Perfect. And I have to remind myself I made a mistake at the start here. I was putting some of the priorities on my dog's body. I'd been putting them on 5. They really should be on 6 for the dog's body. Anything that's at 5, all my dig commands are going to be at 5, so they'll actually, or all my construction commands will be at 5. The dog's body might get roped into doing that, and I'd prefer them actually taking care of their other tasks first. So everything should be at 6 that you want the dog's body to do. Now, all that done, yeah, seems fine. Yep, you all need to be at 6 as well. And we have lice loaf, perfect. Make that forever. Exit. Now, one of the reasons I want to dig down here is I want to make a water pit. The reason being these water pockets, I want to condense them into one so that I don't have to worry too much about them. And I want to get down as low as I can because I want to make it permanent. I don't want to have to go back and redo this again at a later date. So that's going to be the floor there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's perfect. And we'll be going across here. Yeah, I'll put that there. Okay, so we'll probably come across here. I really prefer not to dig up that slime. I might just leave that slime there. And then probably have the water tank up this side. Maybe make it 2 stories to start. Oh, and I might want to check that power wire. I'm pretty sure I'm about to go over the limit on it. Yeah. I'm 40 watts over if everything draws at the same time. On the plus side, if you'll notice up here, I've only got one researcher, so I will definitely only be using one of these at a time, which means I can minus 60 watts from that, but I'm going to have to start cutting out some of the other more power-intensive structures. Okay, we'll get rid of you. We don't need you anymore. That'll free up a few watts. Ooh, more muckroot. One thing is it takes a long time to make food out of these machines. That lice loaf takes, well, half an eternity. But at least it's getting me out of the calorie hole I was in. That's the biggest concern at the start, is getting your calorie levels up. Well, I say biggest concern. I don't really make it the biggest concern. I kind of skimp, but you will be ending up short on calories if you're using this particular method of expanding. Ooh, new duplicant. Oh, I really do want that snazzy suit. Okay, let's hope all of these are terrible. Useless, diver's lung, and unconstructive. No, thank you. Interior decorator and squeamish. Yeah, no, I'm going to take the snazzy suit. Now, snazzy suits, they're going to give a big decor bonus to 1 duplicant. So that's going to be Brains Dug. They're going to be my assigned researcher, and they're going to end up... let's bring on the decor overlay here. Currently, you can see from the decor there, the printing pod is giving plus 30 for positive. There's some from the tiles, some from lighting, negative some wire, and minus 5 from Brains Dug's outfit. So basically their outfit is giving minus 5 decor, which makes it really hard to get duplicants decor up. But now with the new snazzy suit, if you notice in the positive values there, it's plus 30 for Brains Dug's outfit. 35-point swing, it's exactly what you want, and that makes sure that my researcher is going to have slightly higher morale than necessary. They'll be the one that levels up the fastest. They've got the most learning, and they're going to be spending most of their time researching. Well, theoretically, they should be the fastest. Now, I'm actually running out of active commands, so maybe time to do some more. Next up, water tank. Actually, do we have that research finished yet? Ooh, so close. Okay, I'll start getting in the prep work for the water tank. Okay, we'll also dig that up. We're also going to want that, and I do not want to actually dig up the slime. They can stand on top of the slime, that's fine, but I don't want them actually digging it up. If they dig up the slime, it'll release slime lung, and I'm not exactly sure how that works at the moment, so I don't really want to get involved. And where's my farmer dug? It was beastie, wasn't it? Cook supply, store meal, nice. Why are they... Do they not have the option to... Just that farmer dug should actually be going around harvesting the crops. They did harvest these ones, but they don't seem to have harvested... Oh, wait, they did, and I just didn't notice. Never mind. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to keep this tutorial going, and well, this playthrough going completely uninterrupted. The problem is once you hit a certain point in the game, there's just not enough going on that you can actually, well, make it at least partially entertaining or not mind-numbingly boring where you're just watching me execute commands. However, I think for a little bit longer we can keep up some of it. Okay, so we've got our research up. Now we want to actually put in our food. Hydroponics tiles. Excellent. Now, I'm going to put one there, one there. What was this? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And the way I've come to the conclusion of actually using this build was I started by playing multiple rounds. A lot of rounds of this game. Like any good strategy game, the start is very important. So I basically just kept restarting a whole bunch of times. I'd play the first 40 cycles and I'd give myself some targets. One of the early targets was I wanted to get smart batteries up and running really quickly. However, that led to me also deciding that the reason I wanted smart batteries was I wanted to minimize coal usage. However, that led to other problems where I also wanted to get I wanted to get up carbon skimming, because carbon skimming allowed me to get rid of the carbon dioxide that was building up in my base instead of having to just keep building deeper and deeper pits for the carbon dioxide, which was slowing down my dupes. So that got added on as well. So I wanted smart batteries, carbon skimming, and then when it came to food, I realized that the mealwood was just very, very inefficient and slow, and it was soaking up a lot of dupe time, which was actually slowing down my progress, which is how bristle blossoms got added to the list as well. And once all of those were added, I basically just kept playing through trying to figure out what tech paths I should take until I could actually hit all those goals as quickly as possible. And this is the playstyle I ended up with. Now, those bristle blossoms, the reason we use those is, well, there's a couple, but I think the simplest way is actually just to show you. Now, this is the wiki page for food. What I want to point out here is this section here, everything inside this, it gives you the average amount of water or dirt you need to actually make the food to provide you with 1,000 calories. It's not per plant, it's per 1,000 calories it gives you. For example, here's just raw bristleberry. It will take you 3.75 bristle blossoms, and it will cost you 75 kilos of water per duplicant per cycle to keep them fed. For gristleberry, which is the cooked version of the bristle blossoms, it's 60 kilos of water per duplicant and 3 bristle blossoms. That will keep 3 bristle blossom plants will keep 1 duplicant in calories. Well, roughly. There'll be a little bit of downtime because the dupe has to go over and harvest it, so you'd need 1 extra just to be safe. Now, stuffed berry, we don't care about that. Berry sludge, frostbun, pepper bread, lice loaf. Here's lice loaf down here. So lice loaf only takes half the water of a cooked bristle blossom. However, it requires dirt and 3.53 plants. I have no idea why it's 3.53. But you basically need more plants, more space, but less water, and you need to throw in some dirt as well. The problem is you need to fertilize it, and you need to do it frequently, and it needs to be harvested once every 3 cycles. And as well as that, the water is not actually put on the... Oh, apologies. The water is not actually put on the plant. The water is actually put in at the food cooking section. So it actually just requires an awful lot more effort to get them out, just in duplicant labor. Less in resources, but more in labor, which is why I don't like using them. Bristle blossoms, on the other hand, you just churn those out no time at all. It takes, 6 cycles for a bristle blossom to mature. Once it's matured, then you actually harvest it, and then you just cook it in the fryer, and it just takes 1 cook action. Done, dusted, finished. One special note though is mush fry. This is basically, you have to make a mush bar out of the nutrient press or the micro musher, and then after it's made you have to grill it on the grill. It takes twice as many cooking actions to make. True, it never goes off, but it's just not worth the effort in my opinion. And now that we have implemented the bristle blossoms, it's time to check on the research. What I really want to get my hands on next would be generic sensors, but I can't build smart batteries until I have some refined metal, so I'm going to need a rock granulator first. Then I'm going to want to grab generic sensors. Then after that, we're going to be looking into, where is it, bathrooms and decontamination. Basically so we can get up the deodorizers to get rid of the polluted oxygen and the carbon skimmer so we can make sure carbon never becomes an issue. Now, because of the way we've been playing, carbon shouldn't really be an issue for this particular playstyle. The reason being we're keeping the carbon production pretty low because we don't have many, well, we don't, oh, is that, yes, that's hydrogen in there. It's only a kilo. I don't really mind if that gets out. So in the meantime, I'm going to go around and demolish the map. The entire map, as much of it as possible. More resources, the better. And normally about this time I would be taking care of, say, more decor for, by putting a plant in my dining area so I could turn that into a great hall. At the moment you can see I'm getting +1 from the bathrooms, +3 from the mess hall, +1 from the barracks. But I don't really need any more. If we look here, all of my dupes have way more morale than they actually need. Also, some of these have likes in things they actually are getting put into. For example, when I put this dupe into grilling, it won't actually require any extra morale. Because they have they like that, they have an interest in cooking, they get a -1 morale requirement for every level. So if you notice here, if I do improved cooking level 1 and level 2, it only costs me 1 morale point. This is supposed to cost me 2 for cooking and 1 for grilling, but it'll only cost me 1 for both of them, because this will be reduced to 1 and this will be reduced to 0. This is actually quite powerful. For example, if I try and get advanced researcher, that's +1, because they actually they can't do that. Let's go to, say, art. It costs them +1 morale for art, another +2 for aesthetic design, and another +3 for this. Having a like in something really makes it easy to get them up there without stressing their morale. And since we targeted our morale points pretty early, this is going to work out quite nicely for us. Now, next up, I'm going to go under here. Do I have enough space? Yes, I do. I'm going to go all the way over to there. And that's going to be the basis of my water tank. Now, what do we have here? More bristle blossoms. Actually, we are going to dig all of you up. Oh, and you as well. And actually, we're going to dig up all of those as well. Growth halted. Perfect. Now, while they're doing that, cancel it for a second. How many bristle blossom seeds do I have? None left. Okay. I actually might want to start digging these up so I can get them working. And I am going to let that kilo of hydrogen out. I'd prefer not to, but it's in my way. So what's the oxygen like down here? If you'll notice, I keep moving these oxygen diffusers around the place. I just want to keep all the oxygen pressure up. It also helps make sure that the carbon dioxide stays down, and if you'll notice, there's not really that much carbon dioxide floating around on the map. The reason being it's quite heavily compressed wherever it ends up because of the oxygen pressure. Just means I have to do less digging. Okay, so we've got a rock granulator. Perfect. Research. Generic sensors. Ooh, I might want to get refined objects. I do appear to have an awful lot of metal ore. I've got 31 tons of copper. It might be a good idea to put in a ladder system now. It'll save me a lot of time in the long run. Actually, I think I definitely am going to put one of those in. And we'll deconstruct you. Perfect. Now, food. Ooh, I've also got refrigerators. That means I can start storing more in here. Let's actually just get rid of these. Fridges store less than the actual food bins, but they take up less space, and overall they're actually just a more compact way of storing food. Oh, and you'll notice there the coal generator is not on, not even a little bit. That's because we've got decent battery management. That one trick of actually having enough batteries and reducing that to 5%, just make sure you don't end up filling up your base with carbon dioxide. I'll see many bases and they'll have lots of airflow tiles scattered everywhere, And they need those airflow cells because all the carbon dioxide flowing down through their base takes forever to get down because of the amount of time. Uh, Actually, I really am going to put in those fire poles, and if I do that, I'm probably going to want to dig out a bunch of things. We'll get rid of you as well. I want that bristle blossom seed. Okay, all done. I wish there was some way to turn off that power symbol though on those. I'm not plugging those in anytime soon. How's the oxygen overlay looking? Perfect. Alright, what have we got done? Automation overlay, power shut off, signal switch automation. I do have to get up a rock granulator. Refinement time. This is just going to be temporary until I can get my hands on until I get smart batteries up and running. You need them pretty quickly just to make sure you don't waste power. Now, what are we going to do it here? Okay, that will be the wall, so we'll put you up like that, and we'll make you about 2 stories tall. For the actual floor of this, you'd prefer to use granite if you have it. I appear to have enough. Perfect. And we're not going to replace you. It's fine. Also, anything here that's going to be touching germs, we can turn on the germ overlay here. Like those bricks here, here, and here, they're all going to end up getting germs inside them, so I'm going to have to turn off disinfect on them. I don't want to disable disinfect entirely just yet. I'm doing research, perfect. And right down here, I think is where I'm going to put my power supply. I like to have my power down nice and low, like I said before, just to make sure it doesn't cause any problems. Now, I'm going to do that. Perfect. Okay, let's get some copper ore. And we'll grab 20 copper ore to start. Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to need someone to take care of that. We'll get Art Doug on to operate for now, and we'll take Doug's buddy out of it. We don't want Doug's buddy wasting their time working that machine. They already have too many other responsibilities they need to be taking care of. And how have they not taken care of that toilet already? Doug's buddy. Power. Okay, we've got the power shut off. And farm station. Get all of those. And will that, which one? Yeah, I'm going to have to get power transformers as well. Yeah, I'll invest in that next actually. Power transformers, just make sure I won't be overloading my wire anytime soon. Industrious little tubes. Now, if you remember from the little guide or the wiki page, you're going to need 3 of these for each duplicant. We have 5 duplicants right now, which means we're going to need 15, and I've queued up 20. Actually, I should probably make that 21, but it's going to really do awkward numbers. 7, 14, 21. Yeah, there should be 7 tiles per... How did I mess that up? It's 20, that should be 21. 7 per... Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've put that light in the wrong place, haven't I? Yep, totally have. My bad. Ooh, new duplicate. Basic cure. Huh. That might actually help with my brains, Doug's food problems. Irritable bowel. Narcoleptic, no thank you. Anything good to go with it. Uncultured, yokel. They're all fine. Ranch. Yeah, and 2 points in ranching. They would actually make a decent rancher right about now. They already have one of those. They're actually not that bad. What are we missing? Yeah, no, I think I'll hire them for now. Though I'm going to have to give them a new name. And I'm going to have to decide who goes into what now. The new dupes. One of them needs to go into tinkering. However, they do have a preference for ranching and beastie. I think this is going to become my beastie, and this one will get put into tinker. Actually, no, I've already put him in farming. He's committed. No, I'm afraid Hassan is going to become my tinkerer, even despite having no interest in it. Sorry, Hassan. Tinker Doug. Priorities. Build and dig up by 1, and we are going to put you into operate to start. Now, who else was in operate? Art Doug. Oh, I'll take you out of there. Left blank for everyone else. Perfect. Also going to need a bed. And we already have a table in for you. Perfect. And our calories are going up nice and steadily. Excellent. All that lice love. Ooh, skill points. Art Doug, Brains Doug. Completely missed that when I was last here. Okay, and if you notice here, Brains still has 0 morale requirements because their first point went straight into advanced research, which is what they wanted to do anyway. Next up, this is field research. This gives you geographical analysis and +2 learning. Basically, you can analyze geysers. Is there a need for that? Who knows? So what I want to put them into is, I want to get them up to mechatronics engineer. So which one do we want to go with first? Improved carrying, improved tinkering, or electrical engineer? This is going to be expensive. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to take 9 morale. We'll go with improved carrying supply. Yeah, for now. Art Doug. Oh, the reason we want to go with a mechatronics engineer is having someone who can build automation stuff pretty reasonably early on is very handy. As well as that, when they get electrical engineering, I believe that's necessary to produce the steam turbine, which you're going to want to build fairly early as well. Now, Art Doug, they're going straight into art. Where was art been moved to? Here we are. Ooh, improved strength and tidy. They like that. Perfect. That's 3 points. Okay, and there we go. What was next up? Granite tiles. Okay, we're going to disable disinfect, and we're also going to disable disinfect. Okay, smart battery, perfect. Now that we've got the smart battery, I do want to get advanced power regulation so that I can actually get up a power transformer. It just makes it easier to manage power this early on, and I want to put in my power section here. So we're going to stick down 2 coal generators, and we're going to need space for a few things. We'll put you about there. Another space there, put a smart battery in the middle. Perfect. How much copper have we got? 250 kilos left after that. I'm good with that. Grab some sandstone. Might as well start building neat. Automation wires. Clock center and center. I really wish they got rid of that exclamation mark thing, or there was some global button for getting rid of it. And that's power for now. I'm probably going to have to undo these power cables later. Actually, why bother doing it later when I can fix that problem right now? I'm going to want to install here is a power transformer, so I might as well wire up where I think I'm going to need it. It should be about there, and the rest of it should come down here. Excellent. Okay, after we get that all done, what will be the next step? Well, I'm going to want to get in fire poles, of course, and then sanitation and decontamination. Oxygen pressure is still decent. My carbon skimmer will go down here, and we'll use this to, well, skim off all the annoying carbon dioxide that's going to accumulate in our base. It's going to become especially problematic when this starts to be activated a lot more, as our power requirements are only going to go up. Skill point assignment. Dog's body. Not surprised. Considering how much of a workout they're getting. Yeah. Now, they've already got improved carrying. Let's stick them straight up into grilling. Shortly, the bristle blossoms will be done, and we want... How's their morale? Only 2. That shouldn't even be possible. Shouldn't they be able to get a chef's hat now? Never mind. We'll find it in a minute. And that's the way I like to set the batteries, just to make sure that we always have enough power. Now, you're going to get this insufficient oxygen generation a lot at the start, but that's more to do with the oxalate. As the oxalate continues to off-gas, it's providing you with oxygen, but it doesn't seem to show up in the... I don't think that actually happens in the... It doesn't count as you producing it, which is why you keep getting that insufficient oxygen generation for far longer than you should. Once all the oxalate's gone, that should go away. Now, once this is up and running, we can also delete these old battery banks. We won't need them anymore. It's priority 6 that. I want that done now. Okay. Next up, I'm going to dig across here. And I need to pour all of this water down into this tank. I would really prefer to get rid of this one first and then that one. This is going to be the hardest one to move. Okay, excellent. And now we've got coal production going on down there. We can... And the smart batteries to actually power everything. Whole grid is 1, is it not? Excellent. That means we can rip out this coal generator. And that also means we can rip out these battery banks. Well, once they've discharged a bit. I don't want to dump all that power into the nothingness. But how did you guys get stuck up there? Every time. Research complete. Excellent, we have a power transformer. And take all of those. Now we just want a smaller power transformer. That will be... And we'll deconstruct the wire. And that will prevent us from getting any overloads. Well, I say prevent. There is situations where even if you do draw more than a kilowatt, it will sometimes cause overloads, but it's to do with if it's flickering rapidly. It's hard to isolate it precisely, but by and large, once you've got this, it will prevent you from drawing more than 1 kilowatt from this battery back here, which means you should be safe in terms of power. I won't say 100% because there's been instances where it hasn't been perfect. Now that I've got up, what are these bristle blossom crops now done? Once this first set of bristle blossoms starts to mature, I'll rip this out, the microbe musher, and I don't want to ever use it again. It has far higher power drain than the other material in the game, and okay, my dupes have stopped doing stuff because I have forgot what I was doing. And what are you guys doing down there? Get out of there. Okay, while we're down there, actually, we're going to see about dumping all that water in. Ooh, could be a whole bunch of stuff in here. That's enough of that. And let's let the water flow free. Actually, let me leave that one. And then hopefully the dupe can get out of there before they accidentally drown themselves. Yeah, I'm going to need you to move out of there, otherwise we'll just stand around in the water for ages and get soaked. And they got away without even getting a little drip on them. Perfect. Okay. Once that's done, we're going to want a ladder down here as well. Oh. Yep, that was stupid. I was trying to avoid that. Okay, next up. Yeah, I'm going to need that power generator to get some coal in it, or I'm going to start getting worried. Oh, and I have plenty of hatches. Perfect. Dig Dug we're putting straight into abyssalite mining. And how does he only have 3 morale? What is going on around here? They should be getting 3 morale from the dining hall alone. Latrine +1, shift place +1, barracks +1. Oh my god. Okay. How did I break that room? When did I break that room? Okay, that would explain the morale issues. Actually, while I'm doing that, I might as well get some furniture in. That should be one of my next researches. Nope. No, not furniture. I need fire poles, then decontamination. Then I will start getting around to some furniture. Some hanging pots a bit now would help morale, but nope, once I get this room finished, it'll be fine. Are we back to normal? Yes, we're back to normal. Perfect. Okay, now that that's done, dig all that out. Yes, I know. They're going to go through the water. I don't care anymore. Okay, now the reason for all the bridges is to make it easier to... Well, they finished the bomb already. It's so that I can run pipes through here, and it just makes it easier to split off lines. If I split a line off a green part of this, it means it will split the flow evenly. If you don't have access to that, it causes problems. Now, power. Perfect. Once that happens, we can rip that out, but I actually want to move this over first. And to do that, we're going to need to block off some areas. Okay, do we have plumbing? Excellent. Okay, get everyone upstairs. Do that. Quick dig command, actually. Let's get some use out of this. Come on, before nighttime hits. I want to get this done and dusted. Okay, so we have 6 duplicants. What do we got coming out today? Is anyone here? Can't dig. No, thank you. Night owl is not... loud sleeper. Not worth the effort. Looks like we're going with food. Nutrient bar. Thank you very kindly. How did I make those tiles out of sandstone? Ah. Okay. Oh wait, they can't get there. Oh, no, they can. Actually, let's wait till that's filled. If you accidentally drown that hatch, I can live with it. I'll just have to pump all the water out of there. It'll take a while. Scheduling. Yes, that was a mistake. Tinker Doug. Oopsie. Let's see how everyone's morale is doing. That is much better. Excellent. Okay, still a little bit of water to go. So while that's going on, let's see if we can get our hands on some more muckroot and hollow out more of this map so that our duplicants have more room. And we'll take that out as well. Take that out as well. Also, we're going to want a backdoor access to this area. Most of the food is going to be coming from up here, so I want the dog's body to be able to run up here to grab it and then bring it straight down to the food preparation area. So, little ladder there helps out. Oh, I made a little mistake, didn't I? It would be 1, 2, 3. Should have made that one tile further over. Oh well. Okay, what do we queue up? Okay, refined metals fire pole. Perfect. Next step, decontamination. We want the toilets, we want the decontamination. And while I'm at it, I want to check how Brains Doug is doing. Where are you, Brains? They've gone walkabout. Yeah, they'll be back in a second. There we are. So, Brains Doug here. Ah, the germs have actually worn off. The percentage chance of getting sick has disappeared. Perfect. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go into skills and see if I can't assign people some hats. Dog's body. We're going to go with grilling for you. Dig Dog, you will go with super hard digging. Beastie, yeah, you're getting improved farming. Art Dog, art fundamentals, and Tinker Dog. Well, yeah, you're new Tinker Dog. You'll figure it out. Now, I don't actually know what the hats do. As far as I'm aware, they don't actually give any bonuses. They're just, yeah, they're just there. More for aesthetics than anything else. If anyone has any info on them actually doing anything or providing any bonuses, yeah, post it in the comments. But as far as I'm aware, no difference. Okay, who got themselves entombed? How? Just... I have to learn to stop asking that question. Okay. We need to go on a rescue mission, people. Nope, 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 nope. You're coming back. Don't do that again. Okay, time to get in transport. So we are looking at fire poles. Now you can't always get them in. You may be strapped for refined metals or raw metals at a time, so you may not be able to do this as quickly as this. But if you can, go for it. It is totally worth it. It's just the speed savings of them going down is ridiculous. It will take them just as long to climb back up, but it's half the, well, it's a quarter the cost to go down. Okay, research. Okay, we got toilets ready to go and sanitation. Okay, it seems I'm trying to do multiple projects at once. Okay, I'll let the fire poles finish first. And we will tick off these annoying exclamation marks. Yes, lavatories and showers. Sinks, yep. Temp shift plates. Actually, they're very early. Oh, and we can deconstruct. Actually, mop first. Where are you? Oh, yeah, coal generators out of coal. Whoopsie. That's a long walk. you can't replace tiles that are touching water without some of the water escaping. So if you do end up having to replace tiles that are touching water, place something behind them first, or make sure there's at least something behind them to keep the water in place. Did I somehow entomb a critter in there? No, thought I did. Oh, he's right there. Okay, now that all that's done, we're going to rip out all these toilets and sinks, and we are going to replace them with plumbed toilets and sinks. However, there's one thing we got to do before that. I want to get rid of all the debris that's lying in here because I want to turn this mess hall into something slightly nicer. Uh, oh, I think the oxygen pressure has dropped up here, has it? Yeah, that's why that carbon dioxide is leaking out. The oxygen pressure has dropped below 2 kilos. And over here. Yeah, well, first off, let's get this started. Now, actually, I might want to wait till the start of the next cycle. Once I crack this room open, I'm going to lose the room bonuses, and I don't want to have my dupes lose their room bonuses until after. In the meantime, let's get rid of all of this. Yes, my dupes are going to get a bit wet. I can live with that. Well, okay, looks like Beastie's ready to start critter ranching. However, I don't have the tech for that yet. Tinker Doug, oh, what are we going to put you into immediately? Well, you do have preference for critter ranching, but unfortunately that's not for you. Can't handle art, can't handle research, but you can do tinkering at least, so we'll start getting you into tinkering. Okay, next up was plumbing the toilets. Well, actually no, first was getting rid of all this debris that's lying around on the floor, then we're going to do the toilets. So, first up, we are going to replace the tiles we can. Every time these tiles get replaced, the dirt will drop to the next floor. Oh, and there's a critter egg as well. Now, unfortunately for these ones, we will have to actually just literally deconstruct them. And presto changeo, a nice clean area. Oh, 2 pieces left. Then we got to do these ones down here. Okay, bathrooms. Yeah, I'm doing every second tile just to make sure they can pass the whole way. Yeah, we might as well do in here as well while we're at it. Where are they going with the water? Oh yeah. Nice stuff. Have I harvested all the bristle blossoms? Yes, that means I can rip this out and I can start. Yep, you can all go. Goodbye. You're going to get our calories from better places now. Okay, once he's finished with the lice loaf and he's run out, I'm going to put in a grill there and we can start switching over to grilled food. Okay, that was fast. Perfect. Now, I don't want to rip these all out at once because maybe at that point you have an accident. And if we've noticed we've got a nice centralized water tank, I'd prefer not to have any accidents in there right now. So I'm going to rip out 2 at a time and well, I'm going to rip out 1 sink and 1 toilet and then preferably at the start of the next shift I'll rip out a lot of them. Actually I can put in the plumbing now. Actually how do these toilets input is the bottom. I have to remind myself. Sink should be the same. Yeah, input's at the bottom. Excellent. And for outputs. Going to have to replace those as well. Mechanized airlocks, excellent. Ore scrubber, we'll never use it. Oh, okay, maybe in this patch they've changed enough things that maybe the ore scrubber actually has use. Okay, what do we got today? A slow learner and an anemic. Yeah, I think I'll go elsewhere. A triophobic and a narcoleptic. Wow, they're really doubling down on the bad. Briar seed or coal. I've already got 24 tons of coal, but you know what? 3 more can't hurt. The briar seed, I don't care. I'm going to have plenty of plants at the end of the day anyway. Actually, deodorizers and carbon skimmer. Okay. Oh, I hate that overview. I like to put a deodorizer there. It stops any polluted oxygen that off gases here from escaping. Just make sure everything stays nice and clean. Now, next up, I want to put in a carbon skimmer as well. As you can see, there's not that actual much carbon that's accumulated yet. It's only been 18 cycles, so we're still pretty good on the carbon front. However, I like to get this dealt with sooner rather than later because any duplicants that come down here, they're going to be swimming around in a bunch of carbon dioxide, which is bad. Now, we're going to need a little water pit for these as well. Probably want to put that there. Actually, how am I going to do this? Actually, I think I know. Yeah, good enough. Then we can just put the plumbing. Ooh, I'm going to get the hatches out of there before that happens. I can currently ranch them, but I can't move them. Actually, we will stick in 1 brick, and hopefully if we get lucky, both of the hatches will be on one side. I severely doubt it, but it theoretically could happen. And this we can plumb in here. We just crack it off of there. Perfect. Actually, you can hook that up straight away. Yeah, we're not that lucky. Oh, come on, both of them? Let one out, go on. Oh, they can still both hop over it. I'd forgotten they could hop 2 squares. Okay. We're about to come upon morning, at which point we can demolish all of this. Okay, how's everyone's schedule looking for today? Yep, everyone's working, and we're a good bit away from anything that could be construed as bathroom times. So let's demolish the lot. Don't make me regret this. Oh, and about these ones, you don't really care if they're not hooked into bridges. Their output is so intermittent, you don't need to have it perfect. Medicine. Sinks. Okay, already starting to fill up. Excellent. Okay, now what's next? Toilets are plumbed. We've got our Great Hall up. We do want to turn that into... Actually, no, we want to turn it into a Great Hall. It's currently only a mess hall. So to make it into a Great Hall, we need to get in a morale item or a decor item of 20 or plus. Basically a plant. We want to get a plant in there. To do that, we're going to need furniture. So research. And hanging pots. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. I'm probably going to want to get into art at some point, and I'm looking at large sculpting blocks. They were the best in the previous version. I'll do a bit of testing at some point in between games to make sure it's still the best one to get. But for the time being, we're just going to want hanging pots. Now, we're going to need some work for all these duplicants to do. I'm going to be getting into, well, ranching sooner enough. So I'm going to actually go up here. I've noticed there's a big patch of sedimentary rock up here, which is great to feed to your hatches to turn them into stone hatches. I have some already. Now, we're going to actually hollow out the whole map now. The entire temperate zone is open for demolition. We're pretty much at the perfect point for it. Ooh. Actually, have I hooked this up? I have not hooked up that plumbing, have I? Yeah, that needs to be replaced. So we'll rip out this. The only real way to deconstruct liquid bridges, you can do it through the interface, but it's to the deconstruct button, it's just a little bit more difficult. To make sure water keeps flowing, we'll get that in and replaced. And to send this water back the way it came. Now I'm just using these bridges to create flow. So because that bridge is there, it should force all that water along this direction, which will dump it out that vent I've just put in. And there we go, all gone. And the dupes are idle again because I have not been queuing up enough construction commands. You really want to keep your dupes as active as possible, especially at the start. Okay, let's get rid of all of that. Let's go all the way there, that's fair enough. Actually, that bedroom, how big is it now? 56. And bedrooms can be 64. So we're looking at 16 out to there. And we'll just make sure those tiles out there are at a high priority. Actually, I'm going to want these ones here as well. Okay, while that's going on, we can't dig any further this direction or we're going to end up with slime lung. I don't want that. We can dig right this direction. Okay, why can't I? I'm going to bet there is plants there. Once this goes, they'll be removed. We can go quite a bit out here, actually. Don't want to go any further, we'll let in more hydrogen. Actually, I wonder where that hydrogen went that I let into my base. Presume it's up here somewhere. Oh, not yet. Excellent corner molding, hanging pots. Okay, now before we get into any more furniture, because I do want to get in decor, but just not quite yet. I'd prefer to get up an electrolyzer setup. I think I'm going to start on ranching and an incubator. Yeah. Ranching next because it is a water-free food source and it also gives a bit of a morale bonus. There's been some changes though to ranching. Ranching is being updated so the ranching stat actually does something. I'm going to have to do some playing around with that and some testing in debug mode off screen just to make sure that everything's working the way it should. Oh, and I should really plug in that carbon skimmer at some point. That would be an idea. And everything else is working. Oh, I forgot a bit of food as well. I'm going to run out of lice loaf and I need that bristleberry turned into something decent. Deconstruct you. Okay. Now this is diagonal building. Some people consider this a bit cheaty, but basically I can place this tile here and a duplicant can stand on these two tiles and actually fill it in. This is useful because I don't want to let any of that hydrogen in and I do want to continue on here a bit. Actually there's a bit of algae over here. Before someone corrects me again, I know I always pronounced algae or algae incorrectly. I didn't even know I did that until I started playing this game. Okay, that's not good. How is there food poisoning germs in that water? Um, huh. Okay, that is a minor problem. That's going to end up in my food. I don't want that in my food. Oh, okay. Um, hmm. Hmm. Where do I dump it? Where do I dump clean water with germs in it? I'm actually going to have to make a section for this, a separate one. You need to drop that somehow. I don't... These must have been exposed to the germs in... Where are they going with the water? Oh, never mind, it's going to the supercomputer, who cares? For a second there I thought they were bringing it over to the grill. I'd forgotten that Gristleberry doesn't require any water, it's lice loaf. Which could mean my lice loaf is infected with germs. Let's double check. No, lice loaf's good, lice loaf's good. Meal lice. Okay, muckroot, 52 germs of food poisoning. How did that happen? Uh, okay. So it's 3 kilos of muckroot. I think that muckroot can be safely composted. I do not want those germs getting in amongst my duplicants. How do we get these? No, there's some way to compost these. Nope, never mind. Simplest thing to do. Let's get rid of muckroot. Nope, wrong one. Never mind. No, it was the right one. There we go. 50 germs. Yes, we are going to compost you. Can you compost these? You used to be able to. Okay. I know you can compost the other foods, but I thought I could compost the muckroot as well. Oh, the only one who can actually do these jobs is Dig Dug. He's the only one that can actually mine hard materials. So I'm going to have to create some work for other duplicants as well. Polluted oxygen. Don't care, don't care. Actually, I might want to crack this open just now, but I still need water from somewhere, and this is currently the only one with a pitcher pump in it. I may want to move my whole science setup. Actually, that might be an idea to get that out of the way with now. We can put in a science setup over here. Nice and compact. Research lab, science center, stations. Okay, I'm going to take a little break here. I think we've got most of what we need covered for up until turn 21. So let's pop into screenshot mode. As you can see, we've cored out most of the temperate zone, and with it we got a lot of food. That muckroot is very handy at keeping you alive in the early game. We relied mostly on Dig Dug doing most of the digging to get us to the point where we are now. That Dig Dug providing us with all that extra muckroot meant we were able to skimp on food, which means we skimped on labor, which means even more people were able to help out with research and construction. So next up we're going to finish up animal control, which will get us into, well, ranching. At that point I'll be able to put down some incubators. I'll throw down a second set for the incubator, or second set of power generators for the incubators, and then after that I think we're going to be looking at, I might want to get in some advanced automation so I can finish off animal control. That would allow me to do a decent automated setup. I'm tempted by smart storage, but not just yet. I think before that we're going to probably want to get into pharmacology. I need to now hunt down a cold biome. So if I get pharmacology, I can at least have a hope against slime lung, whatever it does now. It's supposedly not as fatal, but I'd prefer to be prepared. And then it'll probably be fine art so we can get large sculpting blocks. But that will be next. For now, we'll just leave it at that.